Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Attack here. I thought I'd start this video, maybe the first one, doing a blast from the past. POGs. Anybody remember POGs or Milkcaps or Tazos? There's so many names for it. But like over the years, I've collected so many and lost so many. It's really weird. There's a game that came from Maui in Hawaii in the 1920s, popularized through dairy caps, really. And then in 1970, the corporation known as POG, which would eventually make POGs, came out with their passion fruit orange and guava drink. And that's where this little guy comes from. He would be their mascot on their drink. And inside of the drink, the top lid, there would be cardboard caps. But those caps were made so that the juice didn't go bad. It wasn't really a thing. But then kids started collecting them. And it just spread and spread. But then it kind of died off. And then in 1991, a school teacher decided, you know what? I'm going to bring my childhood back, but teach it to my students. So, Blossom, thank you so much for starting the chain that went around the world. See, the weird thing is, she eventually thought, well, I need to come up with a game that's less violent for the students because they were playing more violent games, which I get it. I'm a boy growing up. You throw the ball at the wall. If you don't catch it, the other person whips the ball at you. I don't know. There were some silly games. So I get it. And the idea of the game is really quite fun. If you look here, I have a official how to play. It says each player stacks an equal number of authentic POG trademark brand Milkcaps face up. See, you could use any of them really. There were so many knockoff brands. I have a bunch. You flip, rock, paper, scissors, blah, blah, blah. First player slams what they call a Kini slammer. Now, see, those are interesting. Because these Kini slammers, or slammers as we call them in Canada, were made out of a thicker plastic. See, it's like about the size of two pogs, let's say. So you have your Kini slammer. All the pogs are stacked, of course, and they're face down. You slam the slammer onto the pile of pogs that were face down, same multiples, and you would hit them. And then some people would get tricky over the years, and whatever one's flipped up the right way. Well, those are yours. You gotta keep that. So that was kind of cool. And this went on and on. Kids loved it. It became I always thought, a treat, really. Because we'd go to the gas stations, you'd see them there, packs at the counters. You'd go to the grocery store, they were there. You went pretty much any, store that sold things in the 90s, and if they didn't have Pogs, they were pretty much not getting the customers, because we were buying them like crazy in Canada. I mean, in Ontario. Because here's the thing. There was a company, which is a kind of interesting thing, which had originally been called Stampak, or Stampak Canada, and they'd been making these caps, but not like that, obviously. Just I have some actually to show you, and they're making millions by 92. From 91 to 92, they were already making millions of pogs, and that's just in Hawaii. By the time it spread to Texas, Oregon, New York, California, they'd already become Canada games. So here in Canada, we were given the licensing rights to World Pog Federation's everything. So if you look, this is Pog number 1, Blackback, just a regular Pog. And it's this is number 1, But the cool thing was, over the years, they put out games. And I used to have the game board and the pad, and used to have it was kind of like this game board that I actually made for my unofficial crown caps that I make. As you can see, you have the board, right? But it used to have, over here, it would have slots, and they'd be wide enough to hold your pogs. And then in the center, you'd have a a mat, like a mouse pad kind of. You'd stack them up, and then boom, 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 boom. And parents used to get mad, like the Pokemon cards or hockey cards or whatever. Parents paid good money for some of these things, and their children were losing them in the game, and then you shouldn't have played for keeps. That was the big thing, right? So throughout the 90s, they kept coming out with different ones. One of the cool ones I got for my birthday one year was POG the game, which was basically what I just described, the game board. You get some special POGs you can only get in the game board. And if you look at the back, this is number 14. It's purple colored. And they would have different variation in colors, like a Series 221. You see, it's red. See, the game. Regular. I guess it was a good marketing tool because we all bought them up. They were everywhere and they were cheap. And then the more expensive ones you'd want for Christmas and things like that. And yeah, it was really interesting actually. And there's my crown cap board. I had to make one because they go for a pretty penny now. So I got the doubles, like the one. You'll see there's the one, but then it also came out in a variation of the two. I have blank spots, like here, 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 you know, and then they're just missing. I used to have them, but I gotta get them back, so, you know, it takes time. And see, they would all be numbered, and you'd get different ones, like Pogman was always doing something, you know? And for me, I always liked the really sparkly, shiny ones, because they were pretty cool. And, you know, being Canadian, we always got the hockey. It was always there. And, you know, I remember every time, look, Halloween, birthdays, they had these in fun bags, and then they'd have the variations. It wasn't Pogman, pull you in. And, you know, look, baseball was Pogs. I love baseball. You know, and they had a few of those. And you get the whole bunch of them, and, you know, and it was cool because you never knew what you were gonna get, and it would always be something completely different. Funny enough, that Pog right there was the very first one I ever got. What is that? See, that was in the game number 40. So they put out a retro set, which I have them, and it's to be like the old juice ones. You can even see the mouthpiece here with the staple. And on the back, they were even made to look old, and they didn't number them, which I always thought was weird. They never numbered them. But, you know, they had so many random, retro, modern things, right? Just weird things, you know? It was really, for me, it was fun because you go over to people's houses and they'd always have different pogs. You know, a lot of these I got from my cousin, and you get into these like interesting ones. These ones, they glow in the dark. They're obviously the Batman series, Val Kilmer, and they were a McDonald's set. You know, and it took me a while, but you get them, right? And then they have these. Look at this there. See if I can get it going. I'll pull it out actually and show you. This is pretty cool. Bear with me. Okay, so you look at it and see, it's like, it's trippy, right? I love that. And see? All different, you know, it's a sticker technically, but they were considered Pogs if you didn't peel them. They had a lot of them. These, you know, your Looney Tunes. That's from Crush. Like, it was odd. You know, the Lion King. We had the Lion King. Look, even Dunlop got in on it and put their dinosaurs, and, you know, Warner Brothers got in on it. This bad boy, it's a Coca-Cola Slammer made of cardboard. I always liked this. because it was like, man, it took me back to 95. You know, and if you grew up in the 90s, you remember Gargoyle series as a kid. It was really good. I got all those over the years, and then I started getting hockey ones, and I was like, are you kidding me? You know, I was an Nordiques fan growing up. Where is it? I know I have a few of them. As you can see, there's doubles too. But some pretty cool ones. They look classic. Man, I haven't thought of him in years. And you know, more, they got the Spawn Pogs, which were always cool because again, they got the shiny, sparkly stuff in the background in these, and they would shine when they flip. It was so cool. And those are official, you know, and they did the Spawn thing. And my daughter, she's 4 years old, so I got her in the Pogs when she was like turned 3. And my cousin Dave, thank you Dave, found these working over the years, and he got me a bunch of them for her. So I have those. And like, I just remembered them, but you know, I didn't have Barbies, so like, but like, look at the sparkle on that, you know, and it was crazy. It had 70s Barbies. Like, look at this one here, Barbie, 1987, you know, the 1988, the year I was born. Like, what the heck? It was, you know, and then the set. So I'll do sets was my Sonic sets. I have triple of these actually, and I got rid of 2 of them. There's my Caspers. I like how they did the cartoon one too. Like, that's kind of cool. And where is it? There we go. Slammer page. The one goes there, right? Like, they have Pogman and just so many cool different ones. Everybody had this one, and there was like 8 different variation colors. Same with the, like, these. Look, I got 2. Where's the other one? Here it is. I had a green one somewhere too, and like, you get the spider in one sparkle, it'll come in another, you know. And like the gas variations, it was crazy. And of course, like I said, if you're a sports fan, you know, you had your teams. Unfortunately, I never got my teams, but it was cool to get a hold of. Like, look at this green, right? You know, dot. Like, that's, I love those ones. And these ones, you know, these Caspers, that's the new one I got. But that's from when I was a kid. It's, you know, I actually played with these. Once I remember winning that Lion King because I had a red one and it broke. Like, it was, and here's the new Barbie ones that my cousin got for my daughter. 95, like, you know. And then you got the Spawn set as well, right? And then the last few. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and hope you like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you guys remember Pogs? Is it something you played? Was it before your time, after your time? If they do sell them, where you grew up and you had them, where did you buy them? From the gas stations or the convenience stores? You know, where did you get them? And if you did have them, who was producing them? Like, what company made them? Like, here it was Canada Games, and they pretty much went bankrupt in 97, and because they made it nothing but Pogs, and when the Pog market died because of technology, and like, there's a Pog game now, you know. But things changed. It used to be about the fun of it, you know, the collecting. Like, that was the coolest thing. There we go. There's the one I knew I had on Joe Sakic. See, like, I was a huge Nordiques fan. And, you know, I followed Colorado to their crushing loss this year to the Golden Knights. But, like, the memories I'll have, you know. And these are things I want to pass on to my daughter and son. So hopefully you like this. And remember, everybody, there's nostalgia everywhere.